Good morning and happy day 8 of Vlogmas. Today is Monday, 8th of December 2025 and is the second week of Vlogmas already. So Monday, as you know, I start working again, my working week starts, and today I'm fairly busy. So this morning I am totally busy. I have a 2 hours meeting, so I will not have time to come and say hello again. Just a couple of minutes and I'm filming Yanni. Morning. Tomorrow I am in the office. I'm going to be in the office twice this week. So tomorrow I am not going to film a vlog, but I do have a video. I have a special bonus episode that is going to go live on Wednesday, usual time of the vlog, but instead of the vlog is going to be a special bonus pattern collection video. So on Wednesday, 5 o'clock UK time, there's going to be a special episode for you. And then on Saturday and Sunday I am going to be in Warwick with Petra at the last Toft workshop of the year. It's going to be a special workshop about, like, you know, all Christmas themed. So on that day I will be filming a vlog about the travel and the workshop, like my usual weekend vlog. So that's gonna be a 2-day vlog. So I'm gonna put together Saturday and Sunday, which is going to go live next Monday. So all in all, what's gonna happen this week? Every day you're gonna have a video as usual. So 5 o'clock UK time, you're gonna have your video, and most days it's gonna be the usual vlog, and on a couple of days you're gonna have a special episode. So Wednesday you're gonna have special pattern episode, and on Sunday you're gonna have November podcast episode. So that is all for this week. I know I've had questions about my velvetizer, so my chocolate maker. I am planning, if I have time this afternoon, to make hot chocolate. I'm gonna show you how it works this afternoon, so I'm gonna give you a little bit of a glimpse of what this machine looks like. These are my socks of the day. These actually have no mending. These are still quite holding on quite well, I think, because they have quite a bit of nylon. Let me show you a little bit better. So they have this very delicate chevron pattern that goes on all over the top of the foot and is done just by texture. It's a very clever pattern. I've made them a few years ago, and I use Back to Blighty. It was a sock set from Back to Blighty. I still have quite a bit of leftover actually. I'm going to put the pattern name and link to the socks in the description box. I have a Ravelry page actually. Unfortunately, this yarn, which is beautiful, isn't available anymore, meaning that Back to Blighty, I know she has a beautiful podcast and she's also doing Vlogmas, but she doesn't dye yarn anymore, at least for now. Now I'll start working, going to my meeting, and then I will be doing my things today, and I will see you later today when I will be opening my advents and I will be showing you my hot chocolate maker. So I thought I would show you a little update on my hoodie, which I'm going to feature in the November podcast simply because I will not have it with me when I will be filming the December one. So I will be showing it fully, but just a little glimpse ahead of Sunday before, when you will be seeing it fully as a finished object. This is how it's looking now. Currently I am working on the pocket, which is gonna be here, and as mentioned, I'm going to do the edge of the pocket in I-cord edge with decreases for the pocket. Now the only thing I need to figure out, this is working quite well, and this is actually working out as a, I think, intarsia, which I've never done before. I think looking fairly good. The only thing I need to figure out is, so I am now decreasing every other row. I just want to understand if, I suppose I'll know in a couple of rows if this is decreasing too quickly or not. So this is a little glimpse for the hoodie. I think it's coming out really nicely. Very pleased about the pink details. Now to the Advent, the most important part of the day. And we are starting with La Vie en Rose. I do hope that you enjoyed my Sunday's episode where I actually was showing you the first 6 colors of my daily Advent. Oops, stuff is falling. If you missed it, go back and watch it. That is the day 6, I think. And also you can go to my Instagram. I'm past.pearls on Instagram, as I have done a little reel with the 6 days of both Advents. And I am planning, if I'm able to do 6 days, so every 6 days for 4 times. So every 6th day I'm gonna show you 6 more colorways, and then at the very end I will show you all. And then in January we're gonna have a little thought of what we're gonna use these Advents for. Anyway, today is the 8th. Where's the 8? I lost the 8. 8 from La Vie en Rose, which today is called Carpe Diem. That's from Latin. That's your name. Number 8. Carpe Diem, which means Carpe diem in Latin actually means seize the moment, basically, seize the day. And this is what it is. Yes, looking lovely. Looking lovely. These colors are so good. Yeah, I can't wait to use them. Day 8 of La Vie en Rose, Carpe Diem. Day 8 from a very Edwardian Christmas, yarn unique. I think there's an extra today. Ooh, this feels really, really nice. Okay, let's have a look at the yarn first, and then we will look at the extra. So this is the day 8 from Yarn Unique. Love it. It's becoming, let me see if I can focus. Sorry, as I said, the light today is not great, so I struggle to focus. There. And this is your green. It's going greener and greener. I love the combination of greens, and there is still a little bit of bluey green here. Loving it. I am loving this one too. It's becoming, I love of this one. I love how it's changing from being very dark at the beginning. It's becoming brighter and brighter, and I think it's really clever. So I'm really curious to see also how this one is gonna work up in fabric. And this is the special treat for the day. It's kind of velour pocket. There's a little bit of noise coming in here. Let's see what it is. Oh, wow. It's another Christmas tree decoration. Just some little noise inside. I think this one is actually quite delicate. Looks like chocolate, but it's not chocolate. And now it's time to open Toft Day 8. Just wanted to show you. Yesterday I got up a little bit and I have done the full of day 6. And I struggled a little bit with the start, but then I managed to do it. Like Petra and I had to talk about it via message a little bit, but we both managed to figure it out. I watched Carrie's video. To be honest, it wasn't clear from the instructions because Carrie, so it's a chain start to create this circumference, and then you join the chain with a slip stitch, and then I would normally, like I've done other times, I just continue working in the round in the chain, whereas Carrie, she turned it and then came back. So she started working on it the other way, and then it continues, which was, I found that a little bit weird, but I mean it did work out in the end. But this is what was on Saturday's clue. I need to do yesterday's one, which is another piece of white, and then it finishes off with the ruby. And let's open today's box. What is today's box gonna bring us? I don't know, but we will find out right now. So day 8 sounds slightly different, so I don't think there's gonna be yarn today. And this is what's inside. Looks empty, but it isn't. Well, let's look at the letter for the day. This W. So yeah, it's counting. Oh, what was yesterday's? Okay, no, we are wrong. We are wrong, because so far it spells counting with finishing with the N, and today is W. So yeah, I don't know if you can see that, but it's clearly a W. This is today's clue, which is a stitch marker, or as they call it at Toft, a centralizer. Let's see if we can make it focus on this instead of Ermelinda. Toft says Toft. There's a tidbit of Toft, then there's Advent 2025, and on the back it says Toft. This says Toft on the back. I still have the feeling what we're making, it looks a little bit like a marionette, and also the wooden grain, even on the boxes, on the big box, and even what we used to do, what I assume is a body, something with the pine color, because it has that kind of grainy feeling, the way that wool is constructed. It feels like that should really resemble wood. So that's my feeling. So it might be that, it might be Pinocchio or a marionette in general, but the other clues, apart from the circus, which is kind of related to Pinocchio, but apart from that, I'm not sure. So anyway, if you have any other ideas, let me know in the comments, please. I'd like to guess this year, so help me guess if you may. Decorations. So this is the new one from this year. This I bought a Sostrane Grene last year. This year you will have seen is actually green. This I bought at a craft fair, is felted, handmade. Similarly, better I don't touch them too much. Similarly to this one, the Loki. This is also felted and handmade. This was the decoration of the year about, I think, 3 years ago. I bought it in Marks and Spencer. Here, this I love. This is actually a big ceramic one. And I used to put the big Yankee candle inside, but because this one is so close to the Christmas tree, I actually prefer for this year to put the LED one. This is actually a wax melt that at the moment I'm just using as another little house. And then actually I wanted to show you here, this is one of the beautiful decorations from last year's Toft calendar. I absolutely love them so much. They're so nice and sparkling. There's 3 of them. That's one. Let's see if we can find the other ones. That's another. There is. And I think the third one might be on the back. I didn't want to put them all in the same place. But yeah. Don't forget about our friend, the pastely nutcracker. This is actually a magnet. and it is a vintage Christmas scene with sparkles, depending how the light catches it. That is a tree. I bought it in John Lewis many years ago. I love it. Then this I bought last year at Sostrene Grene. Those I bought at Tiger many years ago. And then this is the one that I just made. I forgot to put it out yesterday. And these two I made last year. So they're like bubble stitch trees. There's the bigger one and the smaller one here. This is another tree I made last year. So it's cotton. I think it was sheep's katona actually. And then you had all these little details that you could sew on. It's a little bit wonky, but I like it like that actually. And it came also with the base, so I love it. Petra also bought it, but she hasn't made it yet for once. Usually she's the one who's better at keeping up with projects. This time it was me, haha, Petra. And then this actually it's a present from Petra. A few years ago there were 3, only 1 is left. I've burned the other 2. And this little house, I put it in John Lewis also many years ago. It used to have a light inside, but I don't think I need to change the battery. Oh no, look, it still works. Okay, and it has a light inside. Another little house there with a little tree next to it that I bought at Sostrene Grene there. And this also timer is not it's gonna be another hour and a half before the timer goes on, because you only have a 4 hours timer. My little Scandi corner. Well, I put some lights there, but this is actually a vintage Swedish horse that is traditional for Christmas, and I bought it last year when I went to visit my friend in Stockholm, and I found this in a second-hand shop, and I wanted a vintage one actually. Beautiful. You can hear Loki in the background. This is about in John Lewis. Yes, John Lewis a few years ago. Quite a few years ago. I got one for my mom too. And then this I bought it 2 years ago. And then these two are a present from my sister-in-law. And then this one I bought it on the Alps, on the mountains. And I think they really go nicely together. That was actually a cookie box. And I think shortbread box. Here with the 2 gnomes. There's some little Christmassy themed, how do you even call this? I don't know, rubber? I don't know. These little Christmassy things. And it's like the gnomes are concocting Christmas in this little bottle. And then up here, this is what I actually used to film the little intro. Letters for Santa, and there's Santa just next to it, just reading all the letters. As promised, I am showing you how my velvetizer from Hotel Chocolat works. The base looks like any kettle really, so, and then the bottom also kind of, so that's all. This is what it looks like. I love the design of this actually. Then you have the top, and that's how it looks on the inside. So you have this that comes out, it has a magnet, and it has this thing, it turns around, you see, with a little wire, and it says and keeps turning and turning the hot chocolate to make it. And then this is what it looks like inside. That's the line where you have to put the liquid in. So that's how it looks like. So now I'm gonna make the hot chocolate. Bear with me. So you put the milk. You can put any milk, even plant-based milk. And you put it all the way to the level. I have different ones. This is a different selection. So I have, well, I drank a few of the vanilla white, classic 70%, mint. We've already drank a few from here. Dark 85 and hazelnut praline. I think tonight I'm gonna do classic for me and hazelnut praline for Yanni first.